Curry Week is on the horizon. Should you hunt for Farfetch'd? And looking ahead, should you be preparing for expert mode? Or should you be looking even farther out about a new area? And as a special treat, for the first time ever, I am giving my live reaction to a sleep session with you on the channel. Happy screen time and thank you for subscribing for Pokémon Sleep Road Tomfoolery. We are going to be talking about Curry Week. We're going to be talking about Farfetch'd. We're going to be talking about all the things that you just heard me say we were going to be talking about. The summer festival starts June 23rd, aka Curry Week, and the cooking bonus events are some of the strongest events that Pokémon Sleep has to offer, provided you can get the ingredients you need to make the dishes. If you're able to make the strongest curries, it can be a good time to use a good camp ticket and go for a Master 20 milestone in some area. That's because good camp ticket will allow you to ignore having to expand your pot manually, and ideally you'll be able to look at what berry specialists or what your healer can provide you in terms of ingredients to contribute to that curry, as well as of course what ingredients you can stockpile during the week and which ones you might want to stockpile the week before. Or if there are any ingredients you have a hard time coming by, do those the week before. Personally, I will not be using a good camp ticket, and I will tell you why in a few minutes. Should you catch a Farfetch'd? Well, we don't know enough about Farfetch'd yet for me or anyone to actually give you this advice. But I will be waiting until Sunday night, June 22nd, to decide if I want to hunt one or not. I need to know its specialty. If it's an ingredient specialist, what are its ingredients? If it's a skill specialist, what's its main skill? It should be a main skill that we've already seen, because whenever a new skill comes into the game, they typically tell us at the bottom of this announcement. And if this is going to be a berry specialist, I am going to find the subreddit unbearable. Now, a lot of people think that Farfetch'd will be an ingredient specialist, and it may not be for these reasons, but here's why I think it would be. When we had the dessert event, we got an ingredient specialist, Clodsire. When we had the salad event, we got an ingredient specialist, Chansey. It seems like there's kind of a pattern here. The community has been theorizing that Farfetch'd would be a mono leek Pokemon if it was added to the game. Now, leeks are some of the strongest ingredients available in the game, so if this was going to be a mono leek option and follow the pattern that we typically see, where the first ingredient slot has 2 leeks, the second would have 5, and the third one would have 7, you could expect that Farfetch'd would have a very, very low ingredient rate or a very, very slow speed. I would imagine that at level 60, it outperforms a very good Quaquaval, but that this will not be meta shattering. Now, I could be wrong. Also more likely is that this is another leek option with leek as the B ingredient. The only ingredients we could probably realistically rule out are soybeans because of Quaquaval and tomatoes because of Dugtrio, which already cover leeks as secondary ingredients. But the advantage of living in a later time zone is that I get to wait until everybody in the Discord is talking about what Farfetch'd is, what its ingredient spread is, and I will be making the decision Sunday night about whether I'm interested in hunting it or not. So unless I catch a usable cacao farmer in the meantime, Clodsire, I may just stick around at Taupe Hollow. And yes, I know that Paldean Wooper is not one of the boosted spawns. It is only, okay, I'm going to screw this, water Pokemon, flying Pokemon, and bug Pokemon. Paldean Wooper is poison, and the regular Wooper is available at Taupe Hollow, not the other ones. And it also looks like the absolute worst place to spend this event. So why am I doing that? Well, the reason is because if I don't need Farfetch'd, I don't have a reason to go to any of these other places. And although it is the regular Wooper that is boosted again in an event, at least I'll be gathering lots of candies. I currently have enough candies to take a Wooper from any level I get it up past level 50 we might as well make that 60 even easier because we are all in on this hunt. We've been on this hunt for weeks. I don't want to think about how long it's been. If you're a new player, I would highly recommend hitting up Cyan Beach and focusing your hunt on Totodile. Go ahead and try to get the best one possible ever while the spawns are boosted. But for more veteran players, I think that there is an even bigger picture here to consider that doesn't have anything to do with Curries itself. Maybe it's the lack of Paldean Whoopers that has me daydreaming, but a new area with Poisonberry would surely have Paldean Whooper spawning there as well, which is how I came up with some way too early tips for the theoretical wetlands. It seems like theoretical wetlands would also be a great place to find a Mudkip and a Trico, am I right? So in theory, at these theoretical wetlands, the berries would be Lum, Yachi, and Chesto for, I forgot the order I just said these, but I think it's Bug, Dragon, and Poison respectively. And when I look at what I have for these options, let's go ahead and go by rep here. My best berry specialist option, which let's just go ahead and filter that too. I have a Butterfree that has Berry Finding S, and that's it. I have an Altaria that has Berry Finding S and a Helping Speed of Help Up Nature, which is great, and it will be really, really good at level 100. But I happened to, plug in these berries to Rainanex to see what does this theoretical berry specialist look like compared to running my generalist options. And as it turns out, if I was to raise this Altaria to level 50, it would not be better than my Golduck, it would not be better than my Ampharos. If I invest in my Sudowoodo in the meantime, it would not be better than that. If I got iCloud up to level 55, it would still not be better than my Ampharos. I would need to get iCloud to a very, very, very high level for its berries and production to overtake using my generalist option. Right now, I have the candies to raise it to level 46. Unfortunately, that's not going to cut it. So I would have to get it on my sleep team. It does have sleep experience bonus. It could grow a little bit faster. I could use some, wow, I just forgot the name of that thing, the candy boost feature if it comes back. But do I really want to use that on Altaria when, I have things that are as strong as it would be / will be. So instead of looking at this one to invest in, I should actually be looking for a different long-term option, Altaria, or a different long-term option, Butterfree, or a different long-term option, Ekans. Now, this is where this event comes in. Bug and flying Pokemon spawns are boosted. So, if you don't have a great berry specialist, area specialist option for the future area, this is actually a great time to go hunt Caterpie and Swablu, which evolves into Altaria if you didn't know. My next tip is for the premium pass players. Unless you're spending diamonds for good camp tickets, I would say hold off on your good camp ticket spends for the next little while. I think that there's a decent chance that we have a new area before the end of the year, and maybe you'd want to save up some of your good camp tickets to use in that new area to hunt whatever new ingredient is released. So unless you're really committed to Farfetch'd, or if you're trying to go for one of those Master 20 milestones, this might be a good time to pass on a good camp ticket. The best use of good camp tickets is during events where those extra spawns get you extra event currency for extra rewards, such as main skill seeds. And really, if you think about it that way, what you're trying to do is trade a good camp ticket for a main skill seed or for a silver seed. The other aspect to Curry Week is that the Kramomatic will be back. Now, you can go just learn from somebody else's video what the Kramomatic is. I'm going to assume that you know from one of my other videos. But if you don't, basically you just give a bunch of your candies to a machine and it spits back out a random type back to you with a higher chance of it being the types that you put in. Now, if you've been playing this game at all, you know that 30% chance isn't anything. So, or well, I guess I think the way it works is it divides everything evenly, and then I don't remember. What do I know? Basically, check what candies you're not going to use and you don't need. Interestingly enough, look at that Ekans candy. Maybe I don't want a berry specialist Arbok either. Well, maybe I'll catch one. I don't know. But my plan is to use all of my Geodude candies to turn into, hopefully, rock candies for Tyranitar. I'm also planning on ditching all of my Darkrai candies because I'm not going to invest in Darkrai. And those could also turn into Tyranitar candies, which could help my Kiko Tyranitar get up to level 60. Now that I have a Pokemon I'm going to show you in a minute, I'm actually thinking that I might ditch a bunch of these Croagunk candies and try to turn them into poison candies in the event that in the future, once again, the new area releases with a new poison type Pokemon that might be worth investing in. Might as well hold on to some poison candies since I don't have a reason to be using them on anything else at this point because of more spoilers I'll tell you about later on my account. So those are my tips, and we're gonna shift the video at this point to just, well, I gotta make dinner, hopefully. I have been trying to get a pod expansion all day so that I can make the what's this thing called? Zing Zap Spice Cola, which I have all the ingredients for, and none of the pot space for, so we're gonna have to make a decision here. Let's see, I guess I can make a stupid Jigglypuff Fruity Flan. I don't really want to because that is awful, but I guess we can just make Zing Zap Spice Cola tomorrow. I'm running out of time to make dinner tonight, and I need to start my sleep tracking soon, which means that I need what's the word? I need the server to sync with my stuff. So first thing I'm gonna do is get this Blastoise off my team because I need my healer, who is having a rough day, to benefit from getting some energy. Let's see if anybody else needs some energy here. Let's get Jean some energy. Might as well. I ran Jean Friday, Saturday, and Sunday the last couple days, and on Sunday it did not. Oh man, that would have been so awesome if it expanded there. Alright, we're giving up, and maybe we'll have Zing Zap Cola for breakfast. This is the saddest meal to make right now, but here we go. We're using oil as our filler ingredient this week, even though typically I like to stock those up. I have a reason to believe I can get oil when I need it now, which we will talk more about in a minute. But if you've been playing the game, you know what's going on. You could probably figure out why I would feel confident about that sort of thing. So what I'd like to do here, I'm not going to take you through all the days like I did in that last video. I just feel like that without doing the actual days, it was just kind of like a weird vibe to like slide through those days. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through the Pokemon that I caught in the week that are still in my box, and the ones, I mean, I'm just not even going to bother talking to you about the ones that I'm passing up on. So now I'm so anxious that Glaceon is just going to go right now. Well, we were so close to getting to Master 3 tonight before bed, but oh well. Now, let's take a look at my catches from this last week at Toa Hollow, where it has been the Picky Pot cooking week. I know what I'm doing. I am switching back to date registered. Alright, where do we leave off? Well, the first thing I caught is a mono oil Mawile. I was not planning on hunting Mawile, but a hungry one showed up. Okay, so first I dropped a premium bonus biscuit on a Mawile, then the next day a hungry one came. The premium bonus biscuit took it all the way, and then it happened to be mono oil, It happened to have helping speed S and ingredient finder S, which I used the subskill seed on because I used the candy boost, and later helping speed M, so that other helping speed is locked. It doesn't have an amazing nature, but at level 30, this is already the best oil producer I have in my box. Of all of the hunts that I've been doing for Krogunk and was doing for Shinx, and I did settle on a Shinx, this currently beats my now level 50 something Luxray. So that's depressing. Alright, what else do we get? Oh yeah, Shiny Houndour. This one isn't great. It's got helping bonus, which is a win. Ingredient finding down nature's alright, but it's going to get counteracted by some ingredient finding later. Seeing the leaks there feels interesting, but realistically I'm never going to invest in this. It's just a trophy. I also caught my first Steelix because I've been dropping random premium bonus biscuits on it so I could just get one for the Pokedex. Eventually may try to hunt one when I'm like 80 years old and I've caught everything else I need, but this one had helping bonus and ingredient finding down, but also a lot of inventory, which, let me tell you, Steelix doesn't need. Caught a Gulpin. Why did I keep this Gulpin? Because it has skill trigger M and a speed of help of nature. I have been cursed to find great Swallots. Gulpins. I forgot the name of this, even though it is literally on the screen. And those are all the things that I kept, that were interesting. So that was my week. I saw 0 Paldean Wooper, even though we had balanced sleep, and that is very disappointing to me. So it is what it is. Now, for the first time ever, let's review my sleep session all together. And this will be my, it's a recorded video, but it will be my live reaction because I've been waiting all day to do this. I usually do these things first thing in the morning. So here we are. Got to a late to bed night because I've been dealing with kids who needed assistance in the night. So dad life, hashtag. I know about cool stuff, but this is the Sunday night, so it's got a high drowsy power. We overshot Master 20 onto Apollo by 1,000,000 drowsy power, just because I didn't use a good temp ticket. I just got lucky. Another thing about this week, I already got all of the Mawile sleep styles, so that's fortunate. That actually made me think about, should I go and hunt for Farfetch'd just because of the filling out the sleep style decks, and maybe I'll never see one again. Just like right now I cannot hunt Paldean Wooper to save my life. Maybe I should just go catch one Farfetch'd now while it's easy and get all the sleep styles. Nothing is hungry. I guess I started feeding another Mawile. Well, this would be really sad if we took nothing home today on the video, right? But that might be where we're at. I'm slowly chipping away at Golem because I'm never going to invest in a Geodude at this point. I guess I'd be interested in a Charmander because I need a bean sausage farmer, but that would sign me up for another several weeks at Taupe Hollow if we found one, because I have a shiny future Ginger Charizard to invest in. Krogunk, why are you prepped? Because I don't need you. But I feel like he's begging me. I also could just, it looks like another day I dropped another biscuit on a Mawile. For the sake of having something in the video and making this a special time with you guys, we'll go ahead and go for the Charmander. If it has triple bean sausage, we will be in love. If not, we'll probably just pass on it. Right here live, you'll get to see what it's like when I send something to Neroli. Won't that be exciting? Because you've already seen recordings of it. But yeah, we don't have any other biscuits that I'm interested in spending on these guys. If I wasn't committed to content, I probably would have just dropped another premium biscuit on Steelix and called it a day. But I've had a lot of days this week again of no catches. So, and which of these candies do you guys want? Onyx candies are great and rare, right? But I think since it's still Mawile week, and maybe you caught a good one too, let me know in the comments if you did or didn't. But for those of you who are on my friends list, here is Mawile candy for you. And wow, that's a lot of dream shards. Okay. I've been running my happy research team to get lots of sleep experience, and I guess for the first time ever I can just review my Pokemon right here in this thing. I don't know what Sassy Nature is, because I don't know what any of the natures are. And now we can do a big reveal of the ingredients, which I never get to do like this. Ready? ABs. I don't care. Berry Finding S. Oh, I should have already noticed that. Helping Speed S. Main skill chance up. Taupe Hollow, June 16th. I'm recording this Monday night. Yeah, we're gonna go transfer that. And now I understand why people want to be able to transfer from that screen. I tend to skip that thing. Oh, we got an award live. Are you ready for this? We did sleep research with the team's RP at 25. Great, finally got a linking cord. Okay. I wonder what we can use that for. If you're new, then you might not know that linking cords are a joke in this game. Go get some friends and you'll find out what I mean. Yeah, so I also, in other news, hit Master, I don't know what I said, the word Master Research rank 64. Working my way up to 65. Got 1,000 hour sleep ribbon on my Delibird. Started my sleep session so that I can make sure that I get an 100 sleep score in the morning. And here's some other notable milestones. Let me pull up my Pokemon and tell you about some stuff. Do you remember a few weeks ago when I hit Master 20 on Taupe Hollow and I was making a big deal about it? Why did I do that? Because I just did it without a good camp ticket, and without like trying. So that means I'm like, I don't know. I'm self-deprecating. All right. Jumping into this Pokemon box, we are going to send this Charmander. Oh, how about this? Did you know that you can long press on a Pokemon and then send it to the professor? And you can do them in bulk if you wanted to. Hey, here's a tip. Alright, switch to RP. Let me show you guys some stuff that happened. Guess who I used the candy boost on? Cecilia, to get more potatoes. So I have a crazy good potato farming Kangaskhan now. I also used it on Delibird to get Delibird up to level 60 as well, so that I will never want for eggs again. Sorry to Chansey. And I also used it for something called Jean, which is a Swalot, to get to level 50, and who I also dropped a Silver Seed on to make Helping Speed S into Helping Speed M. And I ran this guy for 3 days and got a bunch of Dream Shards, so that was magical. Right now I'm sitting at a little bit under 800,000 Dream Shards, which is nice. I'm trying to hover around that like 700,000 range, so that when the next pod expansion comes, I can just get the next one. The next one is kind of a big deal because right now with a 31 pot skill trigger expansion thing, you can get to like 100, so from 69 plus 31 to 100, but 102 is Clodsire Eclair. So that next pot expansion, huge deal. The next one after that, huge deal if you're making the new salad that has eggs, and I don't remember the name of it. Even though I was making it, I don't remember the name of it. Acid, I'm literally reading it and I still can't say it. Apple acid, yogurt dress salad. Now, I thought that they were doing like, yeah, okay, so, well, maybe not. A bunch of these that have the quotes around them, I thought were all Pokemon moves. Is that not? Because, so like, isn't Calm Mind, that's a Pokemon move, right? Petal Blizzard, I guess I assumed is a Pokemon move. Cross Chop, Overheat. But I guess Contrary, Gluttony, Spore, are those moves? Immunity, Water Veil? I'm pretty sure Apple Acid and Defiant are not. And now I'm wondering, why are all of these things in quotes? Because I was thinking that they were in quotes because they were Pokemon moves. Like Hidden Power, that's a Pokemon move. Inferno, that's not. Dream Eater, it is. Dizzy Punch, it is. Egg Bomb, Limber. Go Pikachu, use Limber. Bulk Up, that's a move. Spore again. Is Spore a move? Oh, is that like Parasect do that or something? I don't know anything about Pokemon anymore. Drought. That's my favorite move. That's the opposite of Rain Dance, right? Whoa. I think my audio on my game just turned into techno mode. I imagine that's going to come through for you guys if you just start hearing it. Anyway, that was my week. Like I said, Hitmaster 20 wasn't trying. It was a good week overall. Was very impressed with Mawile's ability to surprise me because I wasn't planning to hunt it. I was just going to continue to raise my Luxray, which is still getting raised. It's just getting raised for other reasons now. I'm still running it on my what I call my happy research team, which is now set up to get some sleep hours on Pomo and Nacho. Pomo needs a nickname. If you got an idea for one, put in the comments. But it has Dream Shard bonus, which is why I jumped it up to level 25. But I need to get sleep hours on those guys so that I can get their evolutions in and be ready for expert mode or for any other time that I want to use them. Because I have so many great healers, I'm in a position where I'm probably going to be choosing healers based on the ingredients that I need, which is kind of a weird stage of the game to be in, but that's where I am. This Pomo in particular can be my supplemental cacao, and I never find that probably in Quadsire. Alright, let's do this again sometime. Happy researching.